Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Picksburgh. This is Anthony, and with me, as always, I have my co-host Nate. Every day I'm hustling / vaping / line taming that sick beard. Glad that everybody's able to join us today. I want to say hello to a few people that are in chat. What's up to Ray Sandollar? You're the first one again today, so make sure you're keeping track of that, Nate.
Got it.
What's going on, Alexis? Good to see you. We have Amy Marsden in the house. Just me, Kathy. What's going on? Yeah, she said selling crap to survive is living my dream. There you go. Steven Scroggins is in the house. What's going on, Steven? Matt, BK Vending and Flipping. Good morning. Justin Jacobs. What's going on, my man? Good to see you today. Jacob Michael, how you doing, my man? Bluegrass Pickle. What's going on, Anthony? Glad that you could make it today. Reseller King. What's up, Mac? Thrifted Flipper. What's going on? Glad that you're here. It's a new name, I think. So I'm glad that you joined us this morning. Hopefully you'll stick around. Old School Picker. What's going on, Chris? Good to see you, my man. Michelle Lathan. Good morning. Tommy the Bargain Effects in the house. What's going on, dude? Glad that you're here. What's up, Lobster? Still don't know how to say that first word, but glad that you're here. DC Sales, the master of the license plate. What's going on, D? Glad you're here. Couple of pickers. What's up, Rob and Lisa? Good to see you guys. That's everyone I see right now. So if anyone else is in the house, feel free to say hello, and we'll say hello back to you. But Chris just asked, is Jenny's surgery today? Yeah, it's today. It was early this morning. She had to be there at 5 o'clock. So she's either having surgery or she already had surgery, I would say at this point. Probably the latter. So if you guys would keep her in your prayers, I'd appreciate it. What's up, Craig? Land Shark Pickers in the house. Good to see you, man.
Great. Oh, man. So how's everyone doing today? How you doing, Anthony?
I'm all right, man. I'm just tired. I didn't sleep well last night, like I was telling you before we went live.
Yeah.
What's up, Lauren? Glad to see you here today. What's up, Eric Bischoff? Good to see you, man. Reseller Man, how you doing, dude? Oh, that sucks. Craig says he got a lot of rain over there in Bama today. What's up, Mike? Glad you were able to make it, man. Good to see you. Hey, don't be chewing no Bob.
Kathy says, good morning, Nate's beard and Nate.
I'll give you another box to chew. No, that's inventory, bro.
She's almost, the nausea is as bad as Master Splinter.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Master Splinter went back to the sewer, so we're good, I think. I seen him literally walk down there.
He probably went to go get Raphael, Michelangelo, Donatello, Leonardo, and they're just going to take over your house now.
As long as they're the 1980s and 90s version, that's cool.
There you go.
That'll be the only way he can come back.
Yeah. What's up, Art Vandalay? Good to see you.
Every time I see Art Vandalay, I think of Seinfeld. Vandalay Industries.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Road Warrior Reseller? Glad that you were able to make it this morning. Tease Flips. What's up, Tracy?
Yeah, because the new ones, I'm not a fan of the ones in the cartoons now. They look ridiculous.
Mike said Italian Ninja Turtles. What are those? Lauren said he's probably in imports, exports.
Right?
Wouldn't that be crazy if you accidentally shipped them to somebody?
Hey, I think he's talking about the Vandalay Industries.
Mm.
You an import export. What do you sell? Latex. You want to be my latex salesman? Me and my dad used to watch that when I was a little man. Well, not little, but when I was a kid, and that would be our thing. Like every night at 7:30, it was like Seinfeld time. So yeah, it's a good memory for sure. Good times. I loved all those episodes.
Yeah, for sure.
If I can ever find the box sets at a garage sale, definitely keeping them for the personal.
Yeah,
that'd be one of my few keep items that I would actually have.
what's up, Fluky? Glad you're able to join us today. Yeah, so today the topic is, are you selling crap to survive, or are you living the dream? I'm just be really curious to, just hear how you guys view what you do as far as reselling goes. If I'm being honest, I'd say it's a little from column A, a little from column B. I started reselling full time just to survive, and like straight up, like it wasn't any kind of great dream or anything like that. But I feel like as I've grown and as I've kind of developed more and more of a passion for it, it's become living the dream for me, because it's given me all these opportunities that I didn't think were possible from selling crap. You know what I mean? So it's definitely developed into a little bit of both.
Yeah, for me, it was basically sort of the same thing with like Anthony, like starting out sort of trying to survive, because when I was, at the beginning stages, like I was on workman's comp and, basically struggling to pay bills because those comp checks aren't very great. You know what I mean? I'm getting paid 2/3 of my normal pay, and I was out of work for so long, and it was starting to become a little bit harder. And then, now, because I have my job, I would say the second part of that, like, only because I have my job, but I hope that it's a mixture of both whenever, I'd rather be number two, but if it's, it probably will have to be both if I'd go full time, of course.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be the only income coming in, of hopefully a few different little smaller streams also coming in.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Fluky's essentially the same way that I felt too. Is it a lot of times it just feels like you're selling crap to survive, especially when it's not like that baller season for you where you're just like churning profits like crazy. Like especially in the winter time right now, and that's why I want to try all these different sourcing avenues. In the winter time, it feels like I'm selling crap to survive, because I'm not as excited about this stuff I'm selling over the winter, because there's no yard sale season, and I'm not going out and getting that awesome inventory super cheap over the winter. So in the winter, it definitely feels like I'm selling crap to survive. Summertime, it's like you're living the dream, because you're constantly out on the hunt doing what you really enjoy to do. But yeah, I thought this would be great to kind of see like kind of how you guys feel about a lot of this stuff.
Good morning, Misha.
Good on Misha. Yeah, what about when you have dreams about selling your crap? Absolutely. And that's what's cool about me naked and the wholesale and all that stuff, is because we're getting into a whole another echelon of selling stuff. So I think that's going to be a lot more exciting than, digging stuff out of the bins or thrifting or, RA, that kind of stuff.
Just like a different, you know, experience, different treasure, can for treasure, I should say. We have to get creative up here in the north. Like, I wish I was down in Florida and California where you're able to source from garage sales, like basically all year. I mean, unless it's too hot
Yeah.
outside or it's raining,
Mhm.
there's a garage sale somewhere. So,
Yeah.
being that we're up here, we have to get a little more creative, especially
Yeah.
on the eBay side of things. So, that's part of the reason why I have the model I've set up with it. It's both. It's eBay and Amazon, because Amazon, I can go to the store anytime and look for stuff or be online. And then, with eBay, I'm kind of stuck to Facebook Marketplace for sourcing and the bins. So it gets a little more like a little harder to source, but there's definitely opportunities everywhere. Estate sales, those tend to kick up a little more during the winter months. So,
What's up, Shane? Thank you, Tommy Bernard, for the awesome Biggie Smalls reference. That touches me right in the heart. Max says that he's in survivor mode until his wife graduates. Then it'll be fun. Yeah, for sure. I'm in a little bit of both. Like right now, I'm kind of entering the dream phase, although I'm still kind of in the oh crap, it's winter phase, so it's not as fun for me. But I mean, like I say all the time, I kind of have a sugar mama, so I have the added benefit of if I have a bad week, I'm not like actually screwed. So I kind of have a benefit there. I know Justin said that he got into it because he was no longer able to work and he wants to supplement his income. Jacob's right. He said, I would imagine we're mostly people with a passion to have their own business. Absolutely. It's a great way to do that.
had a couple people come in. Candace, hello. Storage Scavenger, good morning.
What's going on?
Nice seeing you both.
Amy said, I've made up my mind if I'm doing this full. I'm guessing you meant you haven't made up your mind if you're doing it full time.
I'm only praying that the day comes soon that I can go full time in.
That's good. Lauren said, my store is a dream. The actual crap, I sell the actual crap to support the dream. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that for sure.
Anthony says, I like having my other businesses too. I always have money to source. Yeah, definitely. It's why it's good to be a jack of all trades. You know what I mean? If you have multiple revenue streams, especially if you enjoy your other businesses and stuff like that, you get to work for yourself all the way around. So that definitely is living a dream.
Yeah, like if you have a stream of income where it's people calling you that's giving you opportunities, like you do some type of service or another different type of side hustle or business. It's nice to, okay, maybe eBay is not doing great. Well, now I can go do that a little more because I'm not shipping as much as I want to do or whatever. So
yeah, I feel the same way. Kathy does here. She said, I love reselling not as much as I love being a nurse, but you play the cards you're dealt. Absolutely. You roll the punches and you do what you can. That's what I love about reselling is regardless of disabilities or what's going on in your life, it's a skill you can fall back on to make money.
see, like I love the reselling even way more than my job. I mean, like I don't think there's anything that I can think of that I would like to do more right now.
Yeah, for sure. Well, for me, I was an entrepreneur in my own right even before I got into reselling. So I've been working for myself for a while now. So it's, it is what it is. So Art says, I'm a part-time seller who's trying to sell to live the dream, but I'm learning it's tough out there. Absolutely. Yeah, it can be real tough, especially depending on what part of the country you're in or whatnot, or actually what part of the world. 'Cause I'm not sure where you're actually from. But yeah, it can be tough, but the more you learn, the easier it is to build sustainable income. Bad Dog says, "Good morning, Berg boys." Yeah. Steven says, "Don't forget to check out my crappy sold video." Well, look, Misha says it's not crap. She rescues cool stuff. That's what's up. I rescue a lot of crap.
That is what's cool. Like, a lot of the stuff that we buy, it would probably go in the garbage, for a lot of the stuff, and because people don't see value in certain things or think that it is junk, but really people are actually wanting some of the stuff or whatever the case may be. So we're saving a lot of cool things from the trash and put, thrown away or whatever, and we're repurposing and giving new life to stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Misha said, honestly, the stuff that usually sells fast is the stuff I thought I shouldn't list. Yeah, I've noticed that before too.
I had that happen one time where I listed a pair of Hyper Dunks or Hyper something, a pair of Nikes, and they were the New York Knicks colors, and they were personalized, right? So I'm like, these are never going to sell. These are going to sit for months. Literally 10 minutes, I got full offer price, and I put it up real high too for whatever reason, and I sold them for like $60.
So what's up? D says, as you're doing it for more than a year, you learn you have to get through the slow times and make the best of the heavy sale seasons. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep, Misha says, I'll make $1 versus nothing at all. So would I. Absolutely. Lauren says, I like the Northeast. April yard sales are amazing. All the crap they've saved for yard sale season. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll give you that. It is great going out picking in the beginning of the season. It just sucks having to sit through those, several months waiting on it.
And we get that. People get quick stockpiles for us when we first go back into it. So we have to be very, very quick to the punch where we want to go, because there's a lot of competition out there. Because there's probably, there's tons of people like us just doing what we do, and we just don't know them or whatever, and they're collectors, and they see certain things and they just go after it, and they're there at 6 o'clock in the morning, and they might not even be open till 9.
There's a lot of that in my area too.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy because I'll be going to, it seems like I'm always like one step behind somebody else, especially the video game guys, because they're, you just missed it. There's a guy that came in at such and such a time and completely bought us out of, either everything or the majority of everything. And normally the majority is like everything that was actually worth buying. The Lobster says California is too freaking expensive. Absolutely. That's what I've heard. I've heard that it's like insanely expensive to even like get a parking spot there, or, cost of living or whatever. Pennsylvania is reasonably cheap as far as cost of living goes. So I think we're in good shape as far as that goes.
Yeah. It's, like I bought my house for like $40,000 moving ready. Like, you go to California, you're spending like, $200,000 for a small little house. Yeah.
Absolutely. So Jacob says, I actually wish I would have started sooner. Had I ran my own life like I would my own business, it would have been beneficial. Yeah, I completely agree. It would have been a lot better to have started sooner for me too, just so I would have had the bankroll built the way I would have liked it. Because I can only imagine if I've grown as much as I have since I've been full time, how much more could I have grown had I been doing this longer? So I definitely agree. I mean, if you go back even to the beginning of this channel, which is coming up on a year, just to see how much the business has grown since the channel started is insane. And I'm not super organized now, but you should have seen me like a year ago. It was like it was horrible.
Deep end of the sandbox says 40 grand. My property tax was 12K a year. Holy moly.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's like like almost a quarter of like what I make at my full-time job. Just poof.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. I think my property taxes, like just to give you the difference in where you live to where it is in Pittsburgh, we might pay $1,500 a year. So
yeah,
roughly like 10% of what you're paying.
Yeah, that's roughly what I'm paying too.
Candace, it's awesome to see you in chat. Storage Scavenger, what's going on? Tommy's living his dream. He's living his best life. Yeah, Anthony says almost all resellers who create on YouTube are full-time or have a wife making money. Yeah, I wouldn't say everybody because you figure, well, I guess technically a lot of them do have wives that make money. Because I was going to say Ryan and Pam at Thrift Mine, they both do it half or part-time, but then again, him and his wife make money. Nate is,
I'm solo dolo.
He's full-time and his wife doesn't make money.
Yep.
I mean, although technically she saves him from having to do like childcare for 3 kids. So
yeah,
I guess technically that is making money because she would basically work just to pay for the preschool or whatever the heck it would be.
That's like part of the thing I told her too. Like she's always talking about maybe going to get a part-time job or a full-time job. I says, well, are you going to make more money than what I'm going to do reselling? She's like, probably not. I'm like, well, then just stay home, enjoy yourself, make sure the kids are good, and I'd rather her be home and watch the kids than have some random person taking care of my kids and not having any control of what they're doing.
Yeah. Anthony says full-time by yourself would be really tough. Yeah, I completely agree. I'd be struggling if I was full-time by myself. Just full transparency. That's why I always say, thank God I have a sugar mama, because my wife makes decent money in nursing. So, we're good in that regard. Like, really all I have to account for is taking her to Disney once or twice a year and supplementing the household income. So I'm lucky in that regard. Now, if I wasn't disabled, I would probably be doing quadruple easy what I'm doing now numerically. So I'm hindered in that regard, but I'm hoping that I can continue to scale this because she's getting ready to go to nursing school in September. So as she goes into nursing school, I want the business to take over more and more of the household income so that she doesn't have to work as much. And I can go from being the sugar baby to the sugar daddy. That's my goal. But I mean, I don't hate being a sugar baby. For any of you guys out there that are being the sugar daddy, being a sugar baby is nice.
I know it would be tough for me to go full time, only being one income. It's kind of why I'm setting up my business model a certain way, and it's stuff that we've talked about in other shows and stuff with different topics and like the wholesale side, and so this way I have like almost like a base income coming in off that type of stuff because it's going to be stuff I can get as much as I want basically of an item and have it in, and that can be like a nice base income, and then RA stuff, and then not that I'm really counting on YouTube for money whenever I get monetized, but that is a stream. But if I keep things kind of, I kick up the wholesale some, I have an X amount of money just stashed away for rainy day fund, I think I should be okay. It's possible. It definitely is possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Amazon's got to do a lot of lifting because with eBay, I mean with Amazon too, there's dry spells a little bit depending on what you're selling. So, just basically being able to get through those times, and with Amazon kind of running steady, if I can get it going really good, and having eBay is like basically like my little extra gravy on top, I should be pretty decent.
Yeah, definitely. See, I've never had Amazon cranking like you, but I've done really good on eBay. I mean, obviously, I'm not to the point of like making Lonnie money or some of these other like guys that like really crank through it. But I mean, I've done well enough on eBay, to where, it's provided for us what we need. But I'd really like to get Amazon cranking to where you have it and still keep eBay cranking to where it was prior to, vacation and the holidays and all that other jazz.
Yeah, like I hope this year just I feel like I can easily double what I'm doing. I might have to send in a little bit more, but I really feel like I can definitely hit double without too much of a struggle because I'll be ungated in some things. So
yeah, for sure. That'll be nice.
Stay tuned.
Because there's so many things I know that I could make great money on. It's just the fact that I'm gated, especially like the categories that I actually know. Because I mean, dude, the stuff I'm sending in. Like it's it's stuff that like number one, I don't know anything about. I've luckily found the items just from scanning stuff, and two, it's stuff that it's just like, man, like if I had a choice, I wouldn't be sourcing it, just because it's so monotonous, boring, and just I don't know.
So I like the boring sometimes. You know why? Because people like yourself will think that the same way, and it's like I don't want to sell this bathroom towel or this whatever, just random, who gets excited for sending like that type of stuff? Nobody. But if you have the right brands or an item that is pulling some serious money, that's what I get excited on. I can put trash in a box and send it in. If it gets me $50, I'll be happy. You know what I mean? If my buy costs $5 or something, I'm thrilled.
I feel you there. And then to flip it, what's your other business? I'd be curious to know. She said she doesn't like her other business. It's getting too hard on the body. Yeah,
that's how I feel with my work. Like just being on the run and lifting and just doing all the stuff I do there. Like I feel my body just getting like to the point where okay, we gotta dial back some here.
Yeah, I love that name, Lawn and Order. That's awesome. Bluegrass Picker. Says, I want to bring your lawn to justice.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's awesome, Amy. I know NASCAR Man's been doing that lately as well.
Yeah, you can get some good stuff. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, free inventory is awesome. I always said if I had a healthier body, what I would do is I'd start a clean out business. That way I'd get paid to get free inventory. I would love to do that. My body's not good enough for it. I started helping a lady with a huge clean out. Like it was at a hoarder house, and there was 4 buildings, like literally fully hoarded out, full of stuff. And we got to the point where we did a yard sale at the property because it was like a big property. It was almost like an American Picker style thing. So we did a yard sale and we had a dumpster, and like it like killed my body to like even do like what I did with her. I didn't even go back and load up my van for like I got a few things, a couple boxes from her for eBay, but for the most part, my body couldn't handle a lot of the work. So I would have to, if I do get into that in the future, I'd have to have somebody on staff to like do the work for me, or at least like the moving of stuff and digging through stuff.
See, that's where I want to get big enough to where I have the ability to go, hey, you and you go do that, and then reap all that benefit from it. You know what I mean? Like even if I had a dump truck or something, just get a dump truck and have people clean out houses and scrap. like just have them run around do that, and I just get the leads all day.
Yeah. Anthony makes a really good point. Having your own business is so much harder than people think it's going to be. Creating your own work every day is not for everyone, but it's worth it if you like to work, because you will work more than your 8 to 5. Absolutely. Um, and I find that can be challenging as well, because a lot of times people think that, now that I have my own business, it's going to just be smooth sailing. I can wake up whenever I want. I can go to bed whenever I want. I can source when I want. I can list when I want. But you have to be motivated. You have to be a self-starter. You have to be somebody that can properly balance your time. And honestly, like most people I've seen in the reselling community, you're one of two people. You're either somebody who, I mean, for lack of a better word, is lazy. You know what I mean? You do what you do when you do it, and you don't produce results. Or you are somebody who is just constantly 24/7, thinking about inventory, thinking about sourcing, thinking about listing. There's really no in between that I've found, at least from the people I've encountered. Now, obviously, there are some people, like, for example, myself, there's some days I just can't really do a whole lot physically. And I know there's a lot of other people in the community like that. So I don't consider that lazy. But what I do during that downtime is I'm either cross-posting from my phone, having the pictures I already have on my phone to list, or I'm setting up like local deals and stuff like that. I'm always doing something business related, even if it's just like taking a day to like edit videos and stuff like that, because I do consider YouTube to be part of the business, even though it's not making very much money right now. I just have lumped them both together because I literally talk about the business on YouTube. That's entirely what my YouTube's about, is this business.
Right. Yeah, like that would probably be a little bit of a struggle for me, just because I'm not used to working. I'm for myself doing something for 8 hours, plus I have the kids. So
Mm-hmm.
the one thing that I would definitely want to do, and is kind of why I have it set up like I do, I don't want things to ever get monotonous.
Yeah.
If things get monotonous, then I lose interest, because it's like, I gotta go list again, or I gotta go do this. So
More
with
interesting.
having it like two different type of things, were kind of similar but different. Even like the listing is different and everything else. If I want to go pack a shipment and just scan, list, and then ship it, I can do that. Or if I want to actually sit and just take pictures and have a chill day at the house, I'm able to list. So I love that, like flexibility, and that's why I'm so happy that that I am doing Amazon and other platforms. Yeah, I mean that's my main thing. That's why I didn't move to a different position in my job, because it was so monotonous.
Mm-hmm.
It was me putting away stuff all day, or bringing stuff down from storage and bringing it down. So, if you try to switch things up, make things a little different, I think that helps, just with your everyday work output of what you're doing as well.
For sure. Bad Dog has a really good point here. Something to consider: working 9 to 5, 40 hours a week. Reselling successfully is going to require 60 plus hours most weeks. And I fully agree with that, because unless you're putting in the efforts, you're not making no money.
Good morning, Jennifer Hayes and Tracy. Nice to see you.
And that's the thing. Like anytime I've ever worked for myself, it's like there's no off switch. And my wife always gets so mad about that, but she doesn't understand it, because when she's off work, she's off work. She doesn't have to worry about work.
Right.
When I'm off work, I'm thinking about, okay, well, what am I going to do next? Where am I going to go source? What am I going to list? Where am I bringing in the money? Even whenever I was running the church, it was constantly thinking, okay, well, how do I reach more people? How do I do this? How do I do that? You know what I mean? So the entrepreneurial mind is so different than like the 9 to 5 mind, in my opinion, because it just doesn't shut off. It's constantly on the grind.
See, I'm used to running like a nut like that, like, you know, and doing this type of thing because of my past, me being an idiot in my, you know, when I was younger, you know what I mean? Like doing that type of thing. You're always running around, driving around, meeting people, whatever. So it's very similar, minus the meeting people for the most part, because I'm shipping everything. But I'm always, you know, going to this store, going to that store, you know, shopping online, doing something else. So,
Yeah.
you know, somehow I took a negative situation that I've done in my life and able to kind of use that as like a model to what I would do legally now. So, yeah, most definitely. I mean, if you're doing something, you definitely got to push, and it's hard to turn your brain off. I know for a fact, because there'll be times I'm looking online and it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, man, I gotta get up in 2 hours. You know what I mean? I fall in love with what I'm doing, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna miss something because I found so much good stuff. You know, just searching the web and just doing research and doing everything else.
Yeah, Storage Scavenger says that doing storage units, I get a lot of crap and a lot of cool stuff. It's a mixture. Most of the junk I sell at yard sales, flea markets, and the better stuff I'm putting online. Absolutely. I would do the same thing. You know, once, you know, me and Nate start actually doing some storage lockers, hopefully soon. That's my plan as well. I started full-time reselling at flea markets, so I fully understand that. And there's a lot of stuff I sold off of flea markets that once I started doing eBay on a full-time basis, I was thinking, dang, if I would have had this back or if I would have had that back, I could have made like quadruple the money. But yeah, that's a great model you have there. Good morning, Larry. Thank you, man. James says, I'm a part-time reseller, and I've learned you have to have multiple streams of income. Don't rely just on eBay. Absolutely. It's great to, even if you're part of, you know, Vendu or List Perfectly or something like that, where even when you're listing to eBay, you can be kind of cross-posting it to other places. That's always good as well. I've been slacking with that a lot lately. I've just been basically listing to eBay and running around trying to get Amazon back on track. But yeah, that's great advice. Yeah, and I'm completely with you here, D. Work-life balance is hard to manage. Absolutely. Especially like for me, like having a wife who does 12-hour shifts, like regularly, like 5-6 days a week, for the most part. It's real hard to manage a proper work-life balance, because once she's working, it's like, well, I might as well be grinding if she's grinding. So I'm constantly doing stuff.
Yeah, having everything like, which, you know, like for example, like with me, with my work life balance is not good. You know what I mean? Like right now, because I come home from work and I work at such a hard schedule from 1 to 10 that, you know, a giant chunk of my day with my kids is gone. You know what I mean? I only get to see them in the mornings during the week, and then when I'm off, you know, I'm trying to do other stuff, and it is hard. So if, you know, when I go full time, I would be able to manage that a lot better, because, you know, I basically make my schedule. I determine, you know, I can even put in lunch, you know, breakfast, lunch, dinner times if I really want to do with that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
You're able to do your own schedule when needed, and it's best. Like I would have like a routine almost every day.
Yeah, Lauren says the competition is insane here. Where are you located at, Lauren? I'd be curious to know that. So that's why I can never close the brick and mortar. Sucks, and it is great at the same time. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. It sucked to be there all the time, but it'd be good to be making that extra money.
And depending on what your business is too, people bring you in stuff, which is awesome. You usually get some really good deals.
Yeah.
That's why I want to have a brick and mortar one day. I mean, not anytime soon, but just having an opportunity to have inventory just flow in where people are super motivated to buy because it's here and they need it right now is a great situation where to get a great deal on something.
Yeah. One of my favorite type setups that I've seen brick and mortar wise is what John Cincinnati Picker has. I would love to have a place like his where I have this back room for stock and he has almost like an office type area in the front. I would have like sort of like a reception type desk where I list it at if I had something like that. And I'd have all my packing, shipping, all that other crap in the back, you know what I mean, my stock. And then that way, while I'm working, I could just have the thing open for people to bring me inventory, you know,
Right.
and a little bell on the door. So that way, if I'm in the back packing and shipping, no one walks in and snags anything or whatever. Lisa said, "Who's looking for a sugar daddy?" I got a sugar mama, if that counts. I'm like forever behind in the chat, guys, but don't be worried. Nate's caught up.
Oh yeah, I'm surfing.
Yep. Trying to make sure I get everyone. Because this is an awesome conversation today, and I want to make sure everybody's opinions are heard.
Deep end of the sign box says, I've managed toy store, back area for storage of eBay items, and a photo booth.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that, yes, walk-ins are the main sourcing and way better stuff, more expensive, but that's okay. I don't mind paying up for stuff if it's going to sell right away. You know what I mean? Like it's, if you have something that is, you know, like just an example, like a pair of like brand new Jordans that are just super hot that are sold out everywhere, or electronics or video game stuff. Like I don't mind paying up a little bit for that stuff, because that stuff's gonna fly off the shelf.
Exactly.
It's like free money, basically. You know what I mean? That someone's handing you like, here, I need this. I can't wait to put this on eBay and sell it in 5 minutes, and do all that work. But here, take it. I'll give you some of my money because they're giving you free money, like doing that, you know?
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. Storage Cabin got 2 free storage units from a facility. So what's up? $600 dining room table, or $400. My bad. I was looking at Candace. She got $600 Ubering last weekend. That's what's up.
That's nice.
I know a dude that does Uber and he loves it. I've been helping him start an eBay store lately. So it's going to be interesting to see how much of his business switches over to reselling once he like gets up and rolling.
With how things like that are popping up, like Ubering and DoorDash and things like that, like that might even be something that, you know, when I go full time, that I just kind of add in, you know, and I'm able to do it whenever I want. Like, okay, I need to make some cash today because of my eBay's down or my Amazon's down, or I just need some extra cash flow. Or even if the wife wanted to do it because she loves shopping, you know what I mean? Like, and the kids are a little bit older, and you know, I could basically still kind of list and do stuff with them upstairs. Then that's just a bonus income.
I think a lot of us have this issue, and Mac is like one of the hardest working guys in the community because not only is he a reseller, but he has 3 jobs on top of it. So he's like really out there grinding. Like he's the type of dude that'll be taking pictures for his eBay business when he's like at a traffic stop or something like that. So his problem is he works too hard and forgets about sleeping and eating. Yeah, I fully understand that. I get yelled at all the time because of all the pills I take on a daily basis, and I don't eat with them. It, like rips up my stomach.
You just gotta eat some crackers or something.
Yeah.
What's up, Grandpa?
Mike says that, what's up, Justin? Mike said that his old neighbor started doing cleanouts over 15 years ago with a minivan. Now he has multiple 20-foot box trucks. See, that's awesome. See, that's what I want to do because I have the minivan. It's just, you know what I mean? I don't have the able body. So I definitely want to get more into that. Maybe once Nate goes full time and we amass a empire here in Pittsburgh, we can get something rolling.
I got the warehouse. That's usually the hardest part.
Yeah, I gotta get my wife on that bandwagon. Just because I'm home doesn't mean I'm not working. Yeah, when she's off, she likes me to spend as much time with her as possible. So I try to kind of source with her more so when she's off, because then I'm still working, but to her it feels like we're just out hanging out. So she definitely is. That's why I don't do as much nighttime stuff on YouTube, because normally when she's home, I try to take that time to kind of focus on her, so she doesn't feel neglected or anything like that.
See, I think it's things with my job. Like I'll come home and everyone's like basically asleep. Like my wife's like
Yeah.
tired because the kids, worn her down, and I'm basically okay. Well, it's time to work again, so I'm able to sit and kind of relax and and do my work.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Matt says trying to build my business is way more exhausting than my full-time job. Yeah, and that's something I noticed right away. So I've had really good paying full-time jobs in the past, where I worked in corporate atmosphere and stuff like that. But I hated it. It was like a wrist slitter to go into work every day. But once I got through that initial, like, this sucks, I don't want to be doing this with my life, I went and I got another job where I made less money, but I was doing something I loved and making a difference. I worked with people that had special needs, and I was teaching them life skills and taking them out and doing all kinds of stuff like that. And I didn't make as much money doing that, but I loved it. So I didn't mind so much working full time doing that. But once I left that, that's when we opened our church, and it was literally like easy 80 hours a week. Plus, if somebody called, I had to basically drop everything and do whatever was needed, and it was way more exhausting than working like the 50 hours a week I was, with my clients and stuff. So I definitely understand that. Candace says selling stuff, making money gives her dopamine fix. Yeah, definitely. There's nothing better than when that cha-ching goes off. I was in the doctor's office yesterday, and he was doing the thing where he puts the thing on your chest and you have to breathe in. My phone went cha-ching. I was like, hold on, doc. Like, I had to look it up. I was like, oh, dude, I just sold a pop. And I'm like showing the doctor and everything. I was all fired up about it.
At least it wasn't one of those eBay messages where it could be like, well, I got to return. Then they wouldn't be able to do any type of test
I
on
get a
you for a
different
good minute.
sound for messages than I do sales. Yeah. Jacob says it's easy to always be on the clock when you run your own business. I agree.
Yeah, like I could if I was full time, I could wake up at 8, work till noon, take a break for 4 hours or 5 hours, and then be with the family for 5 hours or so, and then I go back to work. That's basically, I think, how I would like run everything.
Yeah.
But then of course, like when Jacob was saying, like, it's easy for you to be on the clock, so I'm still looking at eBay messages, I'm still sending offers, still checking prices and stuff. But at least, like, for the most part, I'm disconnected. I'll just do it occasionally.
Yeah,
My
for sure.
wife might take my phone.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was kind of why I started YouTube too. Storage Scavenger. Eventually, though, YouTube, you will make money. Not sure if you're monetized yet or not, but as you grow, you'll start to make more money in YouTube. So I kind of just take YouTube as like a kind of like a mutual fund that is going to eventually mature, and it's going to help me more in the long run as the channel continues to grow and everything like that. So as long as you look at it that way, for me, it's okay that it doesn't make, especially because right now I use it a lot for social interaction, networking, all those type of things. So I enjoy it. You know, YouTube's almost like my escape. It's like my hobby. It's the place where I can talk with other people about reselling, because most of the people in my life could care less about reselling. You know, like I start talking about it and they like tune out. So this is a good place where I can actually talk about the things that interest me, and other people are like fired up to talk back about it.
Right. See some new faces to pop in. They got Simply Dana, D Flipping Particles, Rev Resell, and Amora.
What's up?
Welcome. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I definitely can understand this. Art says I busted my tail for 4 months and basically took the past month off. I can see it in my sales right now, which is much respect for full-time sellers. Absolutely. I've experienced that too, because I took a lot of time off to go on vacation and then the holidays and all that stuff. And I'm just trying to get caught up now. So yeah, it's difficult. When you don't list, you don't make the money.
That's kind of like what I did with, especially with Amazon. Like once it got to the point where it wouldn't be in for Christmas, and I kind of went, well, I mean, there's no point in me like really going nuts over, this item, and that item, because a lot of the ranks will change, and your sourcing is going to be different than stuff that would be in before Christmas. So I took it as just, I busted my tail, just like Art Vandelay said, and I'm gonna enjoy Christmas with the family, and just really, enjoy it, because my kids are young, and they don't stay young forever. So
Yeah.
enjoy the good times while I can.
Jason makes a good point too. He goes, I think the hours that are going to be required weekly also depends on your area and how good your sourcing is. If you're able to easily find high dollar items, you will not have to work as many hours. And again, it just depends on which, what level you're trying to build your business to. Because if you're content to remain a one-man operation and you only need X amount of dollars to survive, then yeah, absolutely. You could just find several high dollar items, boom, put them out there, bang them out, get them sold. Or for example, if you're a really good networker, going back to yesterday, like Lonnie, and you have a guy who has awesome inventory and he's constantly getting a hold of you with stuff that people like want to buy, like that are very eager to buy. Then that's a game changer too. Like, cause if I had stuff like that, you know what I mean? If somebody hit me up like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, come meet me at the storage facility. I got a whole bunch more crap for you. You can load up your van. I would be listing considerably less, but making probably considerably more, I would say. But yeah, that's my goal, is I need to eventually find a guy.
Philly Picker, welcome. Misha says, I'm talking to dudes. Oh, I'm talking to dudes. I have to brag. Got a comic at Estate Sale yesterday, Spider-Man First Edition, signed by Todd McFarlane. It was hubby's Valentine's Day present. Well, hopefully he's not listening, because I just ruined the surprise. But that's very cool. I mean, that's a very cool gift.
Amy, another good person to talk to about fashion jewelry is Hip Flippin' Mama. She knows like everything about jewelry. Although I know Tracy knows jewelry real well too.
We got the Flippin Hustler flipping on eBay. Todd, what's up?
What's going on, Todd? We got the Sleepless Hustler too. What's going on? That's another new name for me.
That's Reseller King.
Okay, yeah, I see. So the
Same picture.
The name change has taken effect, formerly known as Reseller King. Gotcha. Let's say that picture looks familiar. It's a good name for you, dude.
Misha says, okay.
I was just going to say, Candace said reselling gives me a lot of retail therapy relief too, but then I get to make money off of what I buy, so the habit isn't toxic. Absolutely. I wish my wife was the same way, because she loves to go shopping, but most of the stuff she buys I'm not allowed to touch and or sell.
D said, tell Anthony how far behind he is. You're pretty far behind in the chat.
I know. I'm like
Yeah.
at least 20 minutes behind. That's why it's good that Nate is in the beginning or at the end of the chat.
Yeah. Misha says that, her hubby has it now. His hands were shaking when he was looking at it. We love Spider-Man and Batman. I'm Batman. Yeah, it being Todd McFarlane too. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. Or would make some good stuff.
Gate City Picker says if you don't treat reselling as a full-time job, then I will not succeed. Reselling is not passive income. I find myself falling asleep at the computer more than once a week. I do that almost every night.
Yeah.
I face planted yesterday. I was like randomly sending out
Did you leave
messages or something.
Dude?
Then I fell asleep like this yesterday. Weeble wobble from what Tracy said. I don't know what that means, but I know wobble wobble is, but I don't know what weeble wobble.
That's a good concept here. Bad Dog says your boss will be replaced with eBay and Amazon policies. They can fire you too if you don't jump through their hoops. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's true. You got to make sure you're doing things the right way because you can all of a sudden have your income cut off really quick.
Yeah. And if that all fails, then you're basically dealing with Mercari or Facebook Marketplace bosses.
Yeah. Where are you at, Fluky? Because me and Nate are doing that as well. He said, I'd love to partner with our local resellers to pool our resources. Yeah, that's what's great about finding local reseller friends that are like-minded, that, really know their stuff, is it gives you so much more buying power and the ability to really scale your business a lot quicker.
Yeah, like we have to do with storage lockers and all type of couple different ideas, and buying power is king. I mean, look at what Walmart's doing. Look at what Amazon's doing. And
Yep.
Amazon can't even keep everything in stock, so they're using people like myself and others that do it to help beef up their online presence, and they're making money on it, but they need help too. So there's it's all you can't buy if you don't have enough money to get some of the buying power. It very limits you on a lot of the possibilities that you can do, because if you kill your cash flow and put all your eggs in, say, this basket or whatever, then it kind of falls apart on you. Then you're back to square one.
Yeah, definitely.
See, Fluky, I have the space. I have cheap manpower. If I had to pay for a couple people, I got all that here. It's just cash.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I'm not full time yet. Like I'm building my cash, and I'm trying to get all the way out of debt. Which the only thing I have left is my car. So, I mean, I'm just building up that cash now. Trying not to go too crazy, just throwing all the stuff into Amazon, but trying to have some rainy day fun and huge amounts for garage sales.
Yeah, Justin makes a good point. He said, I've been building this business for over 5 years, and it's just now getting to where I want it to be. Hang in there. Absolutely. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but if I go back and look at old videos, it encourages me that I've come a long way. So I'm happy in that regard, but I'm definitely not satisfied, because I would love to, even to where Justin is right now. You know what I mean? I'd love to have that that commercial space where I can, kind of just bring people on and kind of scale this thing bigger than myself. Because eventually, I want to have something that I can either sell or pass down to my children once I have some, So that's the goal, is that this would become bigger than me eventually, and then I can pass it down to somebody and continue to make money off of it. Yeah, I definitely agree with you there, Becca. I'd much rather make less money and be happy than to make more money and be miserable. Just as long as I have enough to survive. You frozen there, Nate?
No, I'm sorry. I got a message from the wife.
Oh. What's up, Paul? Gate City Picker. What's up, Dana? Stingray Steve. What's up, my man?
Tommy, the bargain effect 2.0 asks, did you buy into Vindu yet?
No, I have Vindu. I just haven't used it yet, to be honest with you. Art, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I really appreciate that. Definitely not required, but always very much appreciated. He says, well, you guys have motivated me to get up and start grinding, so I'm going to start listing now. Have a great day. Enjoyed the topic today. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Guys, go show him some love if you would. I'd appreciate that. Thanks for doing that, man.
You guys are our motivation.
Yeah.
Get up every morning, do the show, and try to, we motivate each other. I mean, at the end of the day, that's really what YouTube really helps a lot of us with.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, so Storage Scavenger said, not monetized. I'm creeping up on 500 subs. And I know I'm still a little bit far behind, so I apologize, guys. I'm just trying to make sure everybody is involved today. If you would, go show Storage Scavenger some love. Let's get him to that 500. There's probably enough people in here that aren't subscribed that can go show some love. I'd appreciate it. And make sure you guys support one another as well. That's real important because we're better together. So make sure you guys show each other love. So here is a question from Steven. Anthony, do you ever go to your wife's hospital and have conferences with some of the patients? I mean, I've been to her hospital as a patient. I've been there to visit her. My mom also has worked there for 38 or 39 years. So I've been there visiting her as well. As far as conferences, no. I mean, I've prayed for people there before, but yeah, I've not taken it to any, conference type atmosphere or anything like that.
Todd, the Flippin Hustler, flipping on eBay, says he gave a super chat for $5 and says 1438.
Nice. Thank you so much, Todd. I really appreciate that, man. Definitely not necessary, but super appreciated. Thank you very much. Super humbling whenever any super chat comes through because I definitely don't expect any of them. But thank you so much, Todd. Todd's really awesome. If you guys haven't checked out his channel yet, please do. I'm sure most of you guys already know Todd because, I mean, I met a lot of you guys through Todd. You know what I mean? So definitely appreciate that, Todd. Just you being here, man, payment enough. You don't ever have to feel like you need to do that, but I really do appreciate it. It helps out a lot. I just got to the point where D said, "Tell Anthony how far behind he is."
You're getting closer. You're about 10 minutes away now.
Yeah. Guys,
Alexis says, "Can I get a whoop whoop for filing lawyer papers?"
Whoop whoop.
With the eye roll. I don't know if that's good lawyer papers or bad ones. So I don't know. I don't know to say congrats or I'm sorry or. But I'm hoping it's good. Perlene is in the house. Good morning.
What's up, Lynn? Yeah, Paul makes a good point. If I don't treat reselling as a full-time job, then I will not succeed. Reselling is not passive income. I find myself falling asleep at the computer more than once a week. Yeah, you read that one, I think, already. But yeah, it's worth touching on again, just because a lot of just the outside perspective of people that sell on eBay, Amazon, all that kind of stuff. At least from what I've seen and what people have kind of cast upon me, is I'm just somebody that lists a few things on eBay and just sits around waiting for it to sell. That's not this gig at all. It's a lot of hard work. A lot of it's monotonous. So you have to treat it like you're clocking in every day. You know, that's what I love about the morning show. Me and Tommy Bargain Effect used to say this every morning. The reason we love getting up for the morning show is because it starts our day. You know what I mean? Normally we'll get up, we'll pack and ship before, and then we'll pack and ship after, and then it's off to the races listing and stuff right after that. So it definitely gives us the reason to be down with our inventory early and really getting rolling on that kind of stuff.
Candace sent you $2 super chat. Says because Todd's an inspiration.
Thank you so much, Candace. I really do appreciate that. Again, not necessary, but very awesome. And yeah, Todd's an inspiration to me too. He's good people. He really is. Okay, so Jim Taylor says, how do you get stuff to sell on eBay? I've got 6 pairs of women's shoes, got 23 to 49 hits. Great shoes. Is eBay hiding my page? I wouldn't say they're hiding your page. You could probably promote the listing for a little bit more views on it. But sometimes things can be long tail. I have a bunch of shoes that, have a lot of views on it, just not, very, like, sometimes you'll even have stuff that has, 10, 12 watchers and just nobody buying. So it's just one of those things, you might want to consider running like a 10% off sale or something like that. You might want to consider promoting it, that type of thing. But typically how I get stuff to sell on eBay is I promote almost everything at 1%. Then I also will go back and forth between 10, 15, 20, 25, 30% sales. Just depend on, how slow sales are, is how much I'll ratchet that up. So I would definitely try some of that. If you're already trying that, maybe recomp it. Might have dropped in price. Also, the time of year, depending on, well, I don't want to say depending on where you're at, because there's warm weather people that shop year round too. But sometimes the time of year for the style sometimes isn't great. For example, like I have a bunch of football cleats that I'll amass over the winter that don't sell till the summer, and I know that they're not going to sell till the summer, but then summer comes and I'll sell out of them. So, that could be part of it too.
Yeah, your titles, maybe because eBay started adding more information, maybe you're missing some information, so you're not getting as much in the search queries as normal. Colors, all that stuff, definitely matters. So depending on what, colors, what brands, your pictures, your information, and definitely running a sale, like Anthony said, like I always overcomp my stuff for a possible 25% sale where I'm, it's a good deal and it's probably what you should go for after 25%. So, I like putting all offers too. So, if I want to just sell it and get rid of it because I need the money, or, it's been sitting there for a while, I have everything best offer and I just price it a little bit higher. So, yeah, that might help you as well.
I want to say good morning to Bill D. So you jumped in here about 10 minutes ago. What's up, dude? Fluky's asking if, he was actually asking Anthony if we know anybody in Northern VA. I know Justin is in VA. I don't know if he's in Northern. Justin RVA Flips. Check him out if you haven't. John Dad's Vintage Garage is in Virginia. I think Michelle Lathan's in Virginia.
Gate City Picker says, Pittsburgh, put me down for the meetup at 80% sure we are going to come.
That's awesome, dude. Look forward to hanging out with you. That's going to be really cool.
Jim says, thanks, guys. Love this. I'm a beginner 2 months in. I'm in Arkansas. I will go review my stuff better, info on my products. Great idea. Again, thanks.
Nice.
No problem, Jim. Yeah, just sometimes it just, you're new into the reselling stuff. So, it takes a while to really like feel like you should really get the grips of listing and the titles. Just make sure to put what you would want to look at if you were buying this item. Like, put yourself in your shoes. What pictures do you want to see? Cells just instantly help the eBay searches and everything too. So I always run a cell.
Yeah, and I'm going to put a link in the chat as well for our Facebook group. Should anybody else have questions or anything like that, in that same vein, feel free to post it in there. There's a lot of awesome people that will definitely answer you. I know I'll personally try to answer you as well. But yeah, that's a good place to put it. And since I posted that, I see Fluky said RVA flips, and who else in Virginia? I know Dad's Vintage Garage, John, is in Virginia, and Michelle Lathan, I'm pretty sure, is in Virginia as well.
Michelle's in Central Virginia.
Yeah, I don't know the geography of it or anything like that. I just know they're in that state. Skid Row Wholesale Resale says buy leftovers from pallet buyers that don't want to deal with the small stuff. Making a killing on eBay doing it helps my inventory until yard sale season. That's awesome. I've been wanting to get a pallet lately, so that's encouraging to hear, because I've heard the horror stories of a lot of people that get pallets that really aren't getting a lot of great eBay inventory out of it. So that's awesome. Candace is talking about when she drop kicked her 3D puzzle. That was awesome. I still remember that video. That was hilarious. You got to make a new drop kicking video, Candace. That'd be amazing. I get caught up here, guys. Bear with me. I want to make sure I don't miss any of your awesome comments. I love how you guys are very interactive. Maybe Nate can give away a brownie point for something. While I'm trying to get caught up in the chat.
Trying to think what we could do on. Give me some type of idea.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to completely rip off Jenny and Victoria, but there's been some great interaction today, so we should give away something for it.
All right. Put up your scrolling thing for your phone number.
Okay.
First person to call this number and gives us the answer of what day the meetup is. The one day the meetup is. First person that answers that gets a brownie point. Go.
I appreciate that, Matt. That's really awesome, dude. Said I love the morning show. I like listening to you guys while listening keeps me motivated. Absolutely. That used to be my favorite thing whenever I'd wake up, listen to Justin and Lonnie and John, Cincinnati Picker in the morning. It would be a great time to do shipping and all that stuff, interact with people first thing in the morning. I know how that goes, D. I get that a lot. Basically, anytime something needs done, I'm the person people hit up because I don't have a job. Hello?
Hello.
You speak up. I can't hear you that well.
Is this the famous Anthony?
It is the famous Anthony. Who's
Well,
calling?
good morning, Anthony. This is Alexis.
Hey, what's up, Alexis? How are you today?
I am well, thank you, as well as I can be with a cold.
Yeah, you feeling any better?
No, but the medication helps.
That's good.
So I have an answer to the question. I believe it's April 18th.
Yes,
Ding, 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 ding.
you are correct. So there's a brownie point for you. I appreciate it so much for you calling. And anything you want to say now that you're live on the show?
Just thanks for having me. And as soon as I am well again, I will schedule a time for me to come in, and you guys can interview the heck out of me if you feel like it.
Sounds good.
Great. Thanks so much, guys.
Not a problem. You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. There's brownie point.
Lexus is on the board. We got Steven Scroggins with 2, Sandollar with 2, and now Alexis with 1.
Okay, so Lauren has a question. Since there are men here, maybe more of a complaint. Hard to get taken serious as a woman and sort of an expert in a perceived male-dominated field. Thoughts or advice? Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, because it just, a lot of it has to deal with, are people chauvinistic or not? For me, if I see and hear, you know your crap, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, she knows her stuff. But then again, like, I look at women more of as equals than I do as people that are less than in that type of a field. I mean, full transparency, I was raised by mainly all women too. So like, I kind of have a deep respect for women, but yeah, I mean, it sucks, like the stuff you guys have to go through, like as far as not being paid the same as men in certain fields, or just not being treated with the respect that you deserve. So that sucks. But yeah, just keep doing what you do. And I'm a firm believer that hard work pays off, and the more you show people that you know your crap, the more they're gonna respect you as someone who does. What's the beard think about that one?
I really don't know. I mean, I don't, women in reselling, I don't look at any differently than any male or anything like that. If anything, I think you guys have a better, I think there's a little less competition, like with the stuff for the ladies. So you actually have like an advantage, in my opinion, for the most part, just like sourcing and stuff. I know when I go sourcing, like we talked about this, I think it was two shows ago, like about getting like a deal or whatever. Like I send my wife in the talk and sweet talk the deal. Like, so like, I think you ladies have a huge advantage, but I don't see women differently than I do, males in this space.
Yeah, I don't either. In fact, like, there's a lot of times, like, I'll reach out to certain women because one thing I hate listing is women's clothing, because there's, like, first of all, I don't know it. And second of all, there's just so many things about it that are different than men's. So like, there's so many times that I'll actually hit Flippin Mama or any of my other, closer women friends in the community. And like, she's taught me stuff about even male oriented items as well. So it's not necessarily something that is all like man oriented, but yeah, I've had a lot of help from women as a reseller.
Misha says, full transparency, Anthony. Honestly, I get paid more than many people in my field in corporate. It's because I work hard. The female pay gap is a myth.
Oh, well, that's good. Glad to hear that. That's really nice to hear. Glenn wants to know if he can transfer to a cookie point. You'd have to talk to Victoria about that. I don't know. I mean, I'm cool with it if they're cool with it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tommy. 2.0. I don't think it's too discriminatory.
Thanks, Philly Picker. I appreciate that, man. So Tommy wants to know the best way to ship Rock Band drums. What I would do, Tommy, is take them apart, which you probably already have at this point. But yeah, break them down as far as they go. And that's the easiest way to do it and the cheapest way to do it. Just completely break them down into pieces.
We have Destiny in the house. Good morning.
What's up, Des? Paul wants to know if he can have an assisted brownie point, Nate.
Well, we can give Paul one since he wasn't able to call in. We'll give him one too. He was technically the first one to say the answer. We'll give him one also.
Well, Lucas is fishing too. He said Facebook says the meetup is the 16th through the 22nd. Yeah, that's the days Tommy's going to be here. So essentially, I'm going to be doing stuff with Tommy every day he's here. But the main day is the 18th. That's the day that we're all meeting up, that everybody who's coming will be here for. So that's the main day. But anybody... Okay, so Candace wants to know how many brownie points until we get a brownie. Essentially, what Nate's doing is every time we get a brownie point, he's throwing it into a different raffle. And the end of the month, we'll pull and somebody will win. This month, the prize is you can invade the show and basically host your very own morning show, or you can pick a topic or something like that if you don't want to be on it. But we'll have different prizes every month. We'll have merch. We'll have, different cool stuff that you guys like. Maybe like a reseller package sometime or, stuff like that. Trying to get caught up again.
Kansas said they accidentally emailed pay rates at my job. I make more than all my male coworkers. See, you ladies are balling. See?
Heck yeah.
Glock 30 fan said similar thing happened to me, but not everyone was there, including me and my direct staff. I know everyone's paid. Nobody knows mine winning.
Yeah. But I'm glad to hear that female pay gap has been rectified, because I know that was like a real thing back in the day, as far as I know. I mean, I don't know. I've never actually paid male and female employees differently in any business I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, like Misha says, how would anyone know your gender and resale anyway? The only possible thing would be if you're in a retail location, you're purchasing maybe. If it was like eBay or Amazon, no one knows who you are unless your name is male or female driven. Say like Misha's or Amy's something shop or whatever. But the only other place would be maybe Facebook Marketplace, or I think maybe OfferUp. You can do your picture on there as well, or your name, like your regular name. So, I mean, for the most part, everything is kind of, it's kind of hidden for the most part, which makes it, kind of even playing field.
Oh, Destiny, you're definitely not chopped liver. You are a very, very good friend to me and the channel. So you always get your due love. Guys, go show Destiny some love. I'm getting caught up in the chat. I'm only like 3 minutes behind now. So I'm just trying to make sure everybody's involved today. So Nate's manning the end of the chat. I'm kind of trying to keep everybody popped up on the screen.
Yeah, like these sales, doing deals in person is very different than anonymous selling online. Like I said, you guys have the advantage in the face-to-face purchasing of stuff by far, in my opinion.
A lot of that, though, in my opinion, has to do with somebody's personality. because, for example, if my wife or me were going to try to get a lower deal on something, I feel like I'd have the advantage because I have like a more people personality, and she would just get annoyed and not do it. Pretty much. So
my wife will go over. She'll flaunt the eyes real quick. And then she'll be like, "Can I get this, please, for this?" And usually she does or whatever. But yeah, like if I have to go do it, then I gotta finesse like Anthony does and start up a nice little conversation, little shake and bake situation. Make it feel like we're best buds. And next thing you know, it's like, hey, by the way, can I get this for $1? So depending on how that works out, it could go from 20 to $1.
You and Tommy 2.0 are a package deal to me, Destiny. Can't have one without the other.
The good life is in here. What's up, Andy?
What's going on, Andy? Good to see you, my man. I think I'm actually caught up.
You are caught up. Congratulations.
A lot of stuff.
It took an hour and a half, but you made it.
Yep.
That's good though, because you're able to hit all the points you wouldn't miss, and no one's stuff gets lost, and I'm able to keep up with the beginning, so no one feels like they're talking to nobody. So it works out.
Yeah,
I actually like it.
I do the same thing, Misha. I always tell the dude, I know there's wiggle room. You know what I mean? They'll come back and I'll be like, because they keep going back and forth to the little room with their manager. And it's like, come on, man, you don't even need to play it. Just give me the best deal out the gate and we'll do business. And I tell them straight up, I was like, I don't pay full price for anything. So if you're hitting me with what that sticker says, then I'm just going to go somewhere else where they'll give me a different price. I love you too, Des. You rock as well. And you make that sick merch. Looking forward to getting them terrible towels.
Yeah, I mean that having it set up like how most of the selling is done, being non-discriminatory, is awesome. You know what I mean? It's one of the few places in society and life where it's down to the nitty-gritty of price and other things for the most part. So it's about as even as you can get, unless you're paying for like advertising or something.
Yeah,
and that's throwing some money to the fire anyway. So Bad Dog says gender has nothing to do with negotiation skills. I believe there's a little bit. I'm not saying it's a huge thing, but
I guess
my wife do the thing.
It might also depend on, number one, and I hate to say it like this, but are you an attractive member of the opposite sex of who you're trying to deal with? Because I know a lot of times men, we're such simple creatures. If a pretty girl bats her eyes at us, we're like, "Ooh, what can I do for you, ma'am?" You
want me to carry this to your car? It'd be like a refrigerator. I'd be like trying to haul on my back.
Yeah, for sure.
Candace says true.
Yeah, we're definitely simple creatures. That's for dang sure.
I mean, for example, this is a great example. Okay, at my work, there's people that are called lumpers that unload the trucks for the truckers because they have to pay a service or they have to do it themselves. There was a woman truck driver that was very good looking driving truck, and I was surprised she drove truck because I've never seen what women drivers are very hard, that's a very dominated male field, but I've never seen a woman really before as a truck driver. And she came up, she was super cute, and she was struggling pulling pallets off the truck because she wanted to do it herself. So guess what I did? Instead of her pulling out her money and paying these people to do it, I did it for free for her because I felt bad, and it really didn't matter if she was good looking or not. But it just, she was a woman in distress. So Yeah, right. That's why I was able to say that. I'm in the basement.
Next thing you know, Amber jumps out with a hatchet and just cuts off his beard.
I got to hide.
Yeah, and I definitely think that, just like Misha said, I don't think men give themselves enough credit often. What I've noticed as far as being a man, like, because obviously I'm no like underwear model, but confidence goes a long way in dealing with women. You know what I mean? Because um, if you handle yourself confidently, then that helps a lot, in my opinion. Because I've had a lot of interactions, like I talked about yesterday. Derek will tell you, like when I was down at Savers, we went up to this. She was a pretty younger girl, and I just walked up and I was just confidently trying to get a deal and just acting as myself. Because like I have a pretty outgoing personality. I'm a big extrovert, so like when I get around people, I just kind of let me flow, and a lot of times people are willing to work with me because of that.
But yeah, I'm a sucker for the woman distress.
I feel you there, Misha, because honestly, there's a lot of stuff that men should normally do that I have my wife do just because, like, I'm not able to because of, my back, my hips, and stuff like that. So, my wife is definitely a go-getter. She's a beast, too. I'll tell you what, she lifts heavy people at work. Like, she's the heavy lifter in our house. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the dude, I take all the light groceries in. She takes all the heavy stuff, so. Yeah, women can do anything a man can do. I fully support that. In fact, I grew up with a mom who was amazing, who did the work of 20 guys. So I definitely fully agree with you there. I would love to check out your store, Lauren. Do you have any videos on your channel of your store? That'd be amazing. Like that's like right up my alley, that type of stuff.
That's exactly what I want is a storefront.
Yeah.
I want things brought to me, and I want to have my own chance to be able to sell in my own sandbox because I just want some cash flow without any fees every once in a while. Sell bigger items. It would be a good meeting place for Facebook Marketplace. I can push out.
So there's been a couple comments I've seen. Certain women have either said that they're ugly or they're overweight or whatever. Here's something that's absolutely true. You're beautiful to someone. Someone finds you beautiful. So just because you don't see that within yourself, that doesn't mean that others don't find you to be beautiful or attractive or anything like that. Everybody has special qualities about themselves, whether you're a supermodel or not. Like, I mean, clearly, me and Nate aren't supermodels, but we both, we're wifed down, so somebody found us to be attractive,
Right? Who next thought I was cute?
Well, I mean, your beard is pretty attractive. Yes,
well, it was pre-beard though.
Pre-beard, that's right. Yeah.
If you see the Facebook page, that picture I have when we met was about as beardless as I've ever been. Maybe I'm better without the beard. Maybe I should just. Well, I'm wiped up now. I don't need to worry about that. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we're gonna do something real quick. Give me a sec. Trying to find a beardless picture of you.
Misha says, Anthony and Nate, y'all's ladies are awesome. I like to think so. I think me and Anthony did very well. Our ladies don't take no nonsense from nobody, and
you want to know?
I can't wait to meet Ashley.
You want to know how I know that Nate's a G? Look at this picture of him.
Because I'm a GANG.
Look at the way his beard used to be, guys.
Look at that do-rag. That thing was crazy.
Yeah, the long chain. Dude, I got...
you don't see my cross. My cross was iced out.
Dude, I used to have a chain so long it used to like bounce off the boys when I walked.
Yeah, she brings me pancakes and
There's a short bearded Nate.
I was a G back in the day. My hood card's still pretty good though.
Yeah, for sure.
I still ride around the hood and not get shot.
There's his chain, guys. And he's throwing up gang signs.
02 or 62 for my hood. See, I changed, guys. People can change. I grew a beard, started selling junk on Amazon and eBay. Looking, boy, those was good times, but also bad times. I enjoy these times better, especially with the beautiful people and the support that we get from our chat. We appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Oh, there's a picture of you looking all scrawny, dude, without any kind of beard and hair. I gotta find that. Where'd that go?
You might see my mugshot in there too.
Wait, was it? Is that you? Is this like scrawny looking dude? Oh no, that's not you. My bad. It says R.I.P. in it. I didn't mean to call dude who you said. Okay, so here you barely have a beard in this one.
Yeah, that is right when I started reselling or found out I was reselling. That was when I was hurt.
Yeah. I'm not allowed to not have at least a goatee because my wife thinks I look like a little boy without any kind of hair on my face.
It's funny, like when I messed up my goatee once, because that's usually what I have. I use the chin strap like real low, cut everything like that. So I messed it up one time. So I was like, you know what? I gotta cut it off. So I went to like a just kind of a mustache type look, and that's what I used to have before I got locked up and all that type of stuff. So I went in with a mustache, came out with a beard. I started growing a goatee, got my thing all trimmed or trained to grow in right. That's why I have a beautiful beard like I do today.
Do you have self-employment insurance, Nate?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's talking about the one that I have insurance for Amazon. I don't know if that's the same thing or not, but
yeah, I was gonna say I don't have any kind of special. Like I have limited liability insurance through my LLC, but I don't have any type of special self-employment insurance or anything like that. Like I have, like a lot of the stuff for the business gets lumped under homeowners because I work out of my home. But
he said like medical insurance.
Oh yeah, I don't have that. I don't have anything through the business.
So I have mine through works. I get real cheap. Cheap suits. Come by. Cheap suits.
Yeah.
I want to watch Rush Hour. That was one of my favorite movies. Rush Hour, the first one.
Oh, Max said, "Prove it, shave the beard."
Never. My wife always threatens me. Like when she gets mad at me, she goes, "I'm gonna cut that off when you sleep." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" She goes, "The beard." I'm like, "Oh, well, it's not as bad as my other thing I was thinking about."
Yeah, Tracy says it doesn't even look like Nate. I call BS.
That's me. Who said that?
Tracy.
That was me. That was just the young and dumb version of me.
Yep.
That was I'm so hood version of me. That's probably my best picture ever, though, especially me and my wife.
Yeah. I have friends that do come over and shop. Like I have one buddy. He and I have been friends since I don't know, maybe 5th grade. When he needs stuff, he doesn't even go to the store. He just says, "Hey, do you have such and such a thing?" And then I can either tell him, "Well, I can have it for you, by tomorrow, by the end of the week, or whatever." And then he'll normally just pick it up for me, unless it's something where it's like, okay, you'll just be better off going to Walmart and buying that yourself. type thing, because I'm not going to like tax them out the butt for something I'm going to go spend full price on. But I do have family, like Ashley's Graham. Every time she's at the house, she always comes down to the basement and shops. But she doesn't always get fair value. Like last time she was like, all right, I'm going to buy you a new shelf for the one that broke. Just let me get this, this, and this. So I was like, okay, that's fine. She's like, oh, well, I'll give it to you next month when I get my check. I was like, that's fine. That was like 3 months ago, and I still haven't got that shelf. But, you know, she's an old lady and she's a relative, so I'm not going to like hound her for it. She did take some vintage Garfield, though. So
we'll have to pull up.
Yeah, so we're getting pretty close to noon here, guys. D Flippin Particles, she has a show at noon Eastern. So I want to just remind everybody, if you're interested in keeping the party rolling once we go off, she goes live every day right after us. And she's normally me and Nate's packing time. We'll pack and listen to D when we go off air.
And also, if you have a few minutes before D show, check out Old School Picker's video.
Yeah.
Give him some love.
Yep. Actually, well, why don't we go ahead? We'll shut it down right, in like a minute or two. That way you can all jump over to Old School Picker's channel. Check out his video. Dude, if you want, drop the link to your video in the chat. That way you can just click on it. And then when you're done watching his video, jump over to Flippin Particles and watch D's live show. That way you guys get the best of both worlds. And Kathy was awesome enough to share the link to D's show today. So make sure you guys definitely check her out. I think you guys will like her. I'm sure most of you guys. Okay, so it's only 13 minutes. So once we stop this, it'll give you plenty of time to watch his and get to D's on time as well. Tracy goes, is it the live stream of the head Larry? Me and Nate stopped in there. We're trying to talk to Larry. He didn't talk back though for some reason.
We were in like just a hangout, or was it a hangout, or
we finished doing a hangout with Hip Flippin' Mama. And
yeah, that's
afterwards, me and Nate were just sitting there BSing, and we were still listing and stuff, and that's when Larry the Head went live. I was
like Larry, old school Larry's on, and I went over there, and I'm like, wait a second, is this like the is this the Manny of OSP's life right now?
Yeah, pretty much, I would believe.
He said it got over 100 views and 8 hours of watch time. It's because Larry's a popular guy, man. They thought you changed your name or something. That's why they all went over there.
Yep, for sure. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna wind it down. I appreciate everybody, hanging out with us this morning. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Nate's channel. I don't know if you guys saw it yet, but my wife answered the 19 questions for the community. I posted that last night on my channel. So if you want to learn more about Ashley, you can always go there. She also has a YouTube channel called Dizburgh. It's all about Disney. It's kind of like a branching off of Picksburgh type thing. But definitely appreciate everyone for being here today. Definitely keep Jenny in your prayers from Reselling Addicts, because she did have her hip replacement today. So definitely appreciate everyone being here. Today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, myself and Kelly Hip Flippin' Mama will be live on my other channel, Flippin' Hope, for Bible study. So if that's your type of thing, make sure you swing by and hang out with us. We love to see everyone there. Till then, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
Well, Rob.